was told that I would not live. I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, an inoperable brain tumor that was supposed to kill me within months. And you know what? Before I go any further with my story, I just realized that I don't have something that I usually carry with me everywhere. And it literally has saved me. So I'm gonna need to create it, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to join with me. So if you have a notebook and a pen, I need you to pull that out. So what we're gonna do on your piece of paper is just draw a rectangle. Hang on a second, let me get it big. Okay, everybody with me?
Yep.
You all with me? That was we are empowered people, are you with me? Okay, so in every corner I want you to draw a star. Every corner of that paper, a star. And right in the center, the number 2. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, up at the top, the word license. You got that?
Yep.
And right at the bottom, make mistakes. Somebody tell me what you have.
A license to make mistakes.
So guess what? You have no excuses now, right? You
Yeah.
have a license to make mistakes. So if I mess up here, too bad. I'm official. I got no license. My story. Make sure you keep that license and you remind yourself. Because what happens is the fear of making mistakes can paralyze you. And when I was told that I was terminal, if I was paralyzed in that fear, I would literally be dead right now. I would not be standing on this stage talking to you. I'd be dead. But I'll tell you what happened to me. When I was diagnosed, I literally just started to die. You know, when someone tells you you're terminal, you truly think your life is over. You believe it. You absolutely believe it, right? They're professionals, they're doctors, they know what they're talking about. You see the test results, and you believe. Now, how many of you are mommies out there?
Soon.
So what happened to me is suddenly, my doctor told me to prepare my kids to live without their mom. And it was like everything shifted. The switch was flipped and it was like, wait a minute. You know, when you're diagnosed and I'm like flipping out, I'm thinking I'm gonna die, but I wasn't really thinking about that. So when they said prepare your kids to live without their mom, I was like, H to the nay-nay. That's not happening. You know, so suddenly everything changed and I literally went to the woods. And I don't know, I'm telling my age, but there was a Broadway show, Your Arms Are Too Short to Box with God. Well, whether or not they were, I was out in those woods boxing with God. Because I did not believe that this is what he had for me. And I'm saying, Lord, I'm standing on your promises. You promised me a future. You promised me hope in Jeremiah 29:11. What is up? How are you going to tell me to prepare my kids to live without their mom? I'm not going to believe that. Because there's only one true God in my faith, and honestly, the doctors are practicing medicine. If there's any doctors out there, y'all know you're practicing medicine. It's not a science. And only God can tell me when he's taking me from this earth, not a doctor. But guess what? If I had believed the doctor, I wouldn't be here. But instead, I said, you know what? No, there's got to be a different way. And I discovered the path of alternative medicine. Nothing about it, to be honest. It was like so hard to go through what I went through. And yet, if I had not, I wouldn't have met the people that I met. I wouldn't have gotten on the path that I've been on. I was like, because of my faith, it was like golden calf, new age, won't be me, I'm out. You know what I mean? My mind was literally like, no, you know, scared. Fear of the unknown. but yet my desire to live was even greater. So I pursued that path. So I pursued that path of holistic medicine. And amazing people came into my life, and my mind opened up to things I didn't even know, things I didn't understand, to God's pharmacy, the things that He put here on this earth to heal us. You know, He created our healing system. He designed it. You know what I mean? And so we have the power to change any condition, any circumstance, and I believe that because I'm standing here and I did it. Woo! So here I am now, I'm getting better. But pursuing that path of holistic medicine is really expensive. How many of you know that? It's really expensive. And so it's not covered by insurance, right? They don't believe in that stuff. So yeah, exactly. Exactly. So now I'm like, okay, so now we've gone through our money, we've gone through our savings, we've run up our credit, we've established bad credit, but I'm alive. So who cares? It's just money, right? I'm alive. You know? So I'm laying in my sick bed saying, I'm in this bed, I've got this laptop, people are making money on the internet. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe I can actually change our situation. Maybe the same way that I believed that I could heal, that I could be here for my kids, that I fought with all my might to be here for my children, and now, by the way, I'm bouncing grandchildren on my knees. My children were small, now I have grandchildren I'm raising, So I said, there's got to be something to this. And one day, I got on a call. And I got on a call with this incredible power couple, tattooed rock stars living in the basement of a bar. Have pulled themselves out of that basement of the bar. And I'm saying, well, dang, if these kids could do it, maybe I can too. There's something to this. So I'm listening to this call and I'm getting inspired, by these young kids. And I say young kids because you're my kid's age. I have a daughter who's older than you. So, and of course I'm talking about Toby and Layla. And so Layla really inspired me because she was talking about a story where she was, she almost gave up and it was really difficult, but she kept persevering and she just ran right through her goal, even though it was difficult at that time. And it made me just say, you know what? I need to get up. I need to figure this out. I need to stop worrying about my finances because what I did with my health, I know I can do with my finances too. I could pull my family out of this crisis. I just had to have the right vehicle. And I prayed and I prayed and I was blessed with Empower Network.
Yeah.
Real deal. I'm living proof. Now, of course, the results will vary, but I've made over $40,000 with the Power Network. Yeah. That's not a lot, but for me, it was everything. Because now, suddenly, my church is not fundraising for me anymore. I'm actually able to tithe. My girlfriend who ran the Cherry Blossom race, I don't know how many times she's run marathons to raise money for my treatment. Because at that point, we were completely broke. We couldn't afford anything anymore. And we had other people stepping up and helping us out. And now I can give back because of Empower Network. And it's not about the money. And honestly, at first it was. At first it was. I really needed the money. But as I got into the company, I realized the way to get the money is to forget about the money. Yeah. That's the way to get it. Forget about the money. When you realize it's not about the money, when you realize it's about how many people you can empower, how many people you can impact, how many people whose lives you can change by your story, by your value, by what you have to offer, the money will come. What you need will come. But you have to believe in yourself. And you have to believe in your story. You see, I have a story, and a lot of people who have survived cancer or battling cancer, have parents or siblings or whoever battling cancer, they can relate to my story. A lot of you in here can also relate to my story with illness, with being broke, with being in a desperate situation. But guess what? Somebody can relate to your story too, no matter what it is. So many people I see devalue themselves, just like I did in the beginning, because I really didn't think, like, what do I have to offer? I'm just like somebody who's broke and sick and, my body's broke, my finances are broke. What do I have to offer? And then I realized, me. So, guys, when you're paralyzed in fear, and that's why I wanted to start with the license to make mistakes, because when your fear paralyzes you, I'm afraid to make a mistake. I'm afraid to get in front of video. Layla could tell you, I wanted to puke every time I stood in front of a camera. And now I'm fine in front of a video camera, because I know that what I'm saying is going to help somebody. So how dare I try to keep it inside of me when I can help somebody with what I have to say? The next time you're afraid to put your story out on that blog post or pick up a phone and call somebody, or just forget the fear and step into your faith, because guys, your fear isn't going to take you anywhere, but your faith can bring you everywhere. And I'm standing on stage right now, I can't believe, to prove it. So that's what you have to understand, that, I was sitting where you're sitting, and, I was at the first event in Atlanta going, wow, this is amazing. And then I kind of disappeared for a while, and then I got sick, but you know what? When I came back, I built a strong foundation. I was in the hospital, literally laying up for a month, and I still had money coming into my bank account thanks to Empower Network. I remember being in the hospital bed before going, how am I going to do this? But to actually see every Friday that money coming into that bank account, results will vary, income disclaimer, results are not typical. But the fact is that there were times where I could not run my business, but because I built a strong foundation based on the 8 core commitments of Empower Network, we have the blueprint. Right. My business continued to work for me. My team continued to work. My team continued to grow. And you can do that too. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have that faith. Because when you step out in fear, you're going to just shrivel up and die. I really could have, literally. But you step out in faith. Step out into your power. Step out and understand that no matter who you are, you have a story to tell. You have value to give. And if you keep it to yourself, it's wrong. Now, Moses asked God, what is your name, right? And God said, I am that I am. I am. So when you say, I am not, I can't do this because I'm not, whose name are you defiling? Whose name are you defiling? Stop with the I am not. Because you are created in his likeness and his image. You are nothing less than unlimited potential. And it is absolutely up to you to step out in your power, step out in your faith, and live your purpose. You were put here for a reason. You're in this room for a reason. You got here for a reason. It was not by coincidence or by accident that you're sitting in this room. And if you're here, I'm here to tell you that every single one of you has something to share, has something to tell, and you've got to do it. You've got to step out of that fear, stop trembling, and give the people what they need. That's how you'll have success in Empower Network. Just reach out, open your heart, and with your whole heart, just figure out what you're doing here. And Empower Network helps you do that, because we have a platform that helps you brand yourself, share your passion, share your purpose, right? Yeah. Am I right? Yeah. So guys, use the platform that we have to reach out and help the world. You can do it. I'm doing it one person at a time. And we're building our team, and we're growing, and this company's been amazing. And And I just want to wrap up by saying I am so incredibly grateful to David Wood and David Sharp for believing in me. And I can't tell you how many times I was face to face with David Sharp, and I could see his belief in me. And I knew that because he believed in me, it made my belief in myself so much stronger. Toby and Layla, I don't know where I'd be without them. How many times did they push me and push me out of my comfort zone and push me out of my comfort zone? And thank God that they did. I've had there's so many amazing leaders in this room who have given me their time, their belief, their love, their support. And I just want to say I appreciate every one of you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Jeff and Lynn McNabb.